Hi guys, Rachybop here. Happy New Year. Happy 2013. Welcome to the first video on this channel for the new year. It's Travel Tuesday, so it's a travel related video, and today I'm going to be reviewing my holiday that I took last year. This is the holiday you all know about, the one where me and Ryan went to LA. We also had a couple of friends meet us out there, so I'll go through that as well. But the basic main holiday was me and Ryan going to LA. I've been to LA before, so I knew where I wanted to go and what I wanted to do, and I also knew that I wanted to experience new things as well. Whereas Ryan has never been, so it was very important to include the things that I had already done so that he could judge and make his own opinion of the place and experience it properly from his first trip, rather than just someone dragging him around saying you don't need to go there, it's rubbish, and oh, we'll go here. And we flew out to LA on the 25th of October, I think it was, and we came back on the 8th of November. It was very important to me that we were there for Halloween, because I know you guys out there in the US are big on Halloween, and you have the big street parade thing in LA, in West Hollywood, and I've been to that before, and I really wanted my friends to see that and to be a part of that again. So we booked this back last January 2013, way in advance. We did that so that we could pay in instalments. Usually, because I've travelled a lot and I've travelled cheaply, I usually do the whole flights, cheap flights and hostels thing, but I think travelling as a couple, it's a lot better to get a hotel, and often it's just as cheap. So we did look into a double room in a hostel, but I think we wanted a little bit of luxury this time, and also with the plane journey we wanted a bit of luxury as well, because it's a long flight. So going on a cheap airline is never a good idea with a really long flight. It's bad enough with a good airline. We decided that on looking and shopping around online, it was cheaper to get a package deal than it was to buy the flight and the hotel separately, to get a good hotel, that is. We wanted a central location with good reviews, that kind of thing, and as a package deal with the flight and the hotel, it came very cheaply compared to buying the flight and the hotel separately. And also we had a bit of a weight off our mind then of being taken care of. If anything went wrong, you've always got someone to relay back to. So that was nice. We booked this on Virgin. It was a Virgin holiday, and we booked it on their website. And we got Flying Club rewards for that as well, which is our first time for getting those. I chose Virgin because I've flown with them when I was very small, although I'm still very small, but I was smaller then. And I went to Florida with my family, and we flew Virgin, and I must have been a child because I remember getting a little backpack with colouring things in it, and I thought Virgin were the best thing ever. And I just knew that if I ever went to America again, although I have been since and not used Virgin, but I would want to go with Virgin again. Because I felt like they took care of you and the experience was a nice one. So we booked it online, and one of the things they offered was free car hire. Free car hire. So we chose this car hire. We thought, well, that's going to save us, although the transport out there isn't much, the public transport is very cheap, but you do get a bit more freedom if you drive, and I also wanted the experience of driving out there as well. So we chose to get the free car, and that was that. We paid in instalments, so much a month until I think it was August the last payment had to be. It's always 12 weeks before your holiday. So we paid it all up by August, and I am a deeply organised person when it comes to travel. I like to have everything planned out so that there's as little room for error as possible, and then if anything does go wrong, you've always got a bit of a backup plan, or you know where you are or how long it'll take you to get somewhere, and you're never completely stranded. So that's why this holiday in particular annoyed me, because I expected it to be way more taken care of than when I've been on my own booking individual things. You can't expect things to go smoothly that way, although they generally do. But when you book as a package, you expect that all to be done for you. Although we were kind of a little bit let down by Virgin in many instances. The first instance was that our rep, we had a rep, I'm not going to name names, but we had a rep, and they would email us pretty regularly trying to get us to buy excursions. Now, I was quite interested in these excursions for the ones that we would want to go on. We knew we were going to Disneyland, so that was something that if we could get a group deal while our friends were there, we might have considered. And another thing we were interested in was the nightlife and tickets to events and things we thought they might be able to help with. So when I got my rep/concierge email through of asking if they could help in any way, in fact I think I emailed them to start with because I knew it was a free service, so I emailed them to see what they could do for us. We got a response saying that these are the excursions that they do, blah blah blah, no prices. So I emailed them back saying, you know, this is how it is. Our friends are with us for the first week. We're on our own for the second week. We want to go here, here, here. Can you do us any tickets, deals, anything exciting? This is what we're looking for out of our holiday. And they just responded with sort of a no, we don't do that. We can offer tickets to excursions. And it transpired that they said that I knew more about LA than they did. And I was literally just asking for places around our area, really. And then later on, we were contacted again with a generic email from our rep. And then again from another rep with the same generic email. Then we were given a list of prices nearer the time, which I then responded to saying, you know, is there any deal you can do a discount they could do for a group of 4? And they said no, and these prices that they were giving us were like $10, $20 more expensive than just going on the websites of the places we wanted to go and buying a ticket. So I didn't see any point in buying it from the rep, especially when if you were going somewhere like Disneyland, you'd have to leave at 6 o'clock, something like that. It was before the park shut anyway, so if you go in your car you can leave when the park shuts and you get your money's worth, but going with them you pay more and you stay for less. There was a problem with our room. On the website, on the Virgin website, it said double room, and when I looked and read the description it said double bed, because when you get a twin room it's 2 single beds. Now we wanted a double bed, but I know in America they often have 2 double beds because they like huge beds, and we basically wanted a 1 bed for us, but because we booked a double room and Virgin had put on their website that was a double room, there's no other explanation. We had 2 double beds, which is what I was worried about. I went on the website. We stayed at the Grafton on Sunset, by the way. I'm going to be doing a review of the hotel very soon. But yeah, so I went on the Grafton on Sunset's website, and it plainly stated that it was 2 double beds in a room, and if you wanted to sleep in the same bed, you needed a king room, which was the same price. So I contacted Virgin, I called them up, and I said, please can you switch our room to a king room if there is one, please, for that 2 weeks that we stay in there. And they said yes, that's fine. No extra cost, that's absolutely fine. Okay, thank you very much, that was that. Then we got letter confirmation saying that it has been reserved, but we've still got a double room. So I rang them back and said, we don't want it reserved, we want confirmation that we've got that room. So when I rung them, they said they can't switch the room, they can only reserve it, and then it's only if it's free that night when you get there. So we just said, you know, forget it, whatever. And I think they did say that they would take money off us to, I think, £80 if we wanted to switch the room. And I said, well, it's free on their site to switch. But anyway, we decided we just leave it and figure it out when we get there. Push them together if needs be. As it happened, when we got there, the beds were so big that we slept in one and used the other one for like stuff. And also when we got there, I did mention about the room. It was never, we were given a key, here's your room, and we said we did reserve a king room as the one, and they said you can have one from tomorrow, and it's a smoking room. So there was no way we were going to stay in a smoking room and have to move our stuff after the first day. It just wasn't worth it, and the room we were in was right next to our friends anyway, so we stayed in that room. Another really annoying thing is that when you go to get your flight, you're going to want some magazines. So you go into WH Smith's, wherever, and you buy a whole heap of magazines for an 11-hour flight. And then you go through to the flight lobby to wait when you've checked in, and they have a stand. Free magazines, all the ones you've just bought. If they just let you know that, you know, there's a chance you might be able to get free magazines, then you'd have no reason to be annoyed. If they just told you that you can't change your room once you've booked it, you'd have no reason to be annoyed. Another thing that happened before we went was when I called up about the hotel room, they said to me, I think it was in email actually, they said to me, you don't have insurance on the car. And I said, does it not come with insurance? And they said yes, but not that covers you for anything. That was literally their words. So I was like, well, then they sent me an itemised list of insurances, and we decided to get one for one driver that would cover us for anything, because we're so scared to death now that Virgin were going to try to take our money at any opportunity. So we want to be covered for everything, and that was about £280, I think it was, that we had to pay out just before the holiday. So as you can imagine, before even going on this holiday, we were already pretty annoyed by Virgin, which isn't good, because it could have all, just a little bit of honesty of prices could have really been, it could have been avoided. I just like to know what I'm paying. I don't like hidden charges, and I don't think it's necessary. So then we go and we fly out there. The flight was terrible, a lot of turbulence, but that's not their fault. Then we land, but really I am quite shocked that they let me go on an 11-hour flight. I'm completely tired, and now they're gonna let me loose on the American roads. I've never driven an automatic car before. I've never driven a left-hand drive before. And I don't know the rules of the road, and you're just giving me a car here. I find it like, how are there not more accidents from people who are travelling? Anyway, so we go get our car. Our rep kind of met us on the bus from the airport to the car hire place. I don't know if that was by chance or if she was meant to be there. She just kind of was like, hi, are you so-and-so? And we were like, yeah. And then we got the car, and that was all fine, and like we were just scared to death that they were going to keep charging us money, so it's sort of like run every time you get something from them. And then we went to get the car, and by the time we got to, we'd rented a small car. There's small, size, medium and large. We got to the small row, and by the time we got there, all the cars had been taken. So we were like, part of me was like, yeah, free upgrade, and the other part of me was like, I don't want to drive a really big car. I'm scared enough as it is. But anyway, we got a medium-sized car, at which point I had to go and ask the guy, please can you just tell me how to operate this so that I know how to set off and how we can get to our hotel. We managed it, we got there, it took us ages, which was annoying because we weren't prepared for it. We were tired, but we got to our hotel and then we had to deal with the whole room thing and check-in, so by that point you just sort of take in whatever you can, that's fine. Our friends were in the room next door to us, and one thing we did notice was they got robes and slippers, and that was one thing we didn't get in our room. We felt really ripped off by that when we were paying for 2 weeks. They were only there for 1 and they weren't buying it as part of a package either, which is no reason why they should get anything less, but why should they get anything more? So we did, after they'd gone, we did go to the reception desk and say we haven't got any robes, because we were kind of worried that we were going to be charged for stealing these robes when we didn't have them. So we went up and said, look, we don't have any robes or slippers, and we noticed that our friends did. We don't want you to think that we've pinched them when we've gone, so can you please send some to our room so we can use them for the final week? And they said, yeah, we'll send them right down, and it didn't happen. Another thing was that when we booked the holiday back in January, the hotel that we were staying at had a restaurant. By the time we went to go there, the hotel didn't have a restaurant. There was little notification of this. I picked it up online doing research and then noticed it in the Virgin email in one of them that it had been downgraded. It didn't tell you why it had been downgraded, but it said it had been downgraded, and then you had to do heaps of research to find out what do these V's mean. It's only got 1 V now, before it had 2, and it's out of 3 V's, I think they rate it anyway. But crazy rating system, they want to get some big fat moves. While we were on the holiday, our rep did ring us the first day to check we were okay, and also to ask if we wanted to book any excursions. I could have done with her ringing towards the second week, because I might have asked her to book us an excursion, but she never called again. We didn't have a rep at our hotel, so we didn't hear from Virgin again until we flew home. Another thing actually about the flight is that often, it didn't happen to me, but it did happen to Sheena and Ryan, who were on the flight going out with me. The food that they wanted on the menu would always be not available. There were 3 different food options for the main course, and they always said, I'm sorry, we don't have any left, we have to save some for the flight back. And then when we were on the flight back, the same thing happened, so it was obviously a load of rubbish. And I think Sheena said that they missed her out for food on the way back, which is really bad. And there was a problem with my TV, of which went in the back of the seat, of which when I did report and says only we can fix it because it's not working, I got sort of a, well, don't really think so. And luckily it kind of sorted itself out, but that's really annoying. Even the safety advertisements they were showing, I couldn't see, and I think that's really bad. And they were just not helpful at all. The holiday and everything we did in the holiday was good. I'll be doing separate reviews on everything we did. They were all excursions that we did on our own. The hotel, I'll be doing a separate review for that. Yeah, and if you want to see what we were doing every day, you can go over to my iPhone channel, Rachybop's iPhone, and that shows you what I was doing every day. If you look from October to November in the playlists. The car, we found that we were a little bit let in the dark with the car. There was a lot of hidden charges at the hotel. We did have to pay £35 a night for the valet, which was an absolute rip-off, and if I'd have been a little bit more confident about the area, I might have parked it in a different car park. But for ease of access, we did park it there every night, and they also charged us an extra night. They charged us 2 cars on one of the nights, which is just ridiculous. And I think Virgin should really notify people that there's a charge of £35 a night to park your free car. But anyway, then we came home. We did drive to the airport particularly early because we were so scared to death we were going to get hit by charges when on returning the car, but we didn't. That was a very smooth process. We found it very well, and we flew home with a little less food in our bellies. So I think overall the holiday was amazing, but I think me and my friends and Ryan we made it amazing. And if we'd have completely relied on Virgin to make our holiday, we would have been ripped off, and we wouldn't have had the same experience, and we wouldn't have seen LA how it should be seen. If you're taking children, you're going to go on a package holiday, and you need to rely on them, and I really felt like they were just doing as little as they could, as much as they could to take money off us, and as little as they could to make sure we were okay. So I'm going to give our holiday, which is mainly a Virgin Holidays review, let's face it, 3 big fat moos. Although the holiday was amazing and I would give it 5, the actual Virgin holiday I'm going to give 3. So I hope this review has been helpful to you. If you're planning on going on a Virgin holiday, make sure that you know the prices. And also, when you call up about prices such as your car insurance, they only stand on that day. We left ours 2 days before paying it and it went up £50. So always pay them when they ask for it, and just don't expect any discount over their discrepancies. Would I go with them again? I'd probably do it all separately next time, even if it costs more initially. I think with all the hidden costs, they probably took more money off me than they should have. Let me know if you've ever used Virgin for flights or for package holidays or anything, and have a happy new year. Don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends and enemies, and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you tomorrow for What's at Wednesday. Bye! Hi guys, Rachybop here. This is so cool, it's so foggy. What happened? Guys, I've just starting from where we left off. Aliens, aliens. I think it's aliens. I think this is definitely aliens. Oh my goodness, can I interact? Oh my goodness. I'm really excited. Oh, no! What?